I tell these people they need to end the relationship? You do it in a YouTube video. Duh. Found my partner on Hinge. I'd be in jail. This story is hot and ready to go. It came on June 20th, 2025. As the title says, we were walking and she was showing me something on her phone, and in the most recent apps, I saw Hinge. I asked her about it and she said she's been using it to scroll through like social media. She showed me the most recent messages and there was nothing there. I'm not buying that, but all right. She said she hasn't spoken to anyone on the app and hasn't met with anyone. She also said she hadn't changed her pictures. I left because I had to think about things. A few days later, we met and I asked to go through her Hinge, and she said that she had deleted the app, and I asked her to re-download it. She did. She was doing something on the app in front of me, so I asked her for the phone. She had uploaded new pictures because she looks good in them, and there was nothing else on there. I asked what she was doing whilst I was waiting. She said she was looking at her profile, and I asked her again. She then said she deleted messages. I asked why, and she said they were personal and before we got together. She had also previously unmatched me, but not them. From all this, she's annoyed at me for being cold about the way I went about things and the fact that I breached her trust by going through her Hinge. I was ready to end things, but we had a holiday booked a few days later, so we went. Throughout the holiday, she showed me that she really cared about me, and it really messed up my head. I know it's over and I need to move on, but I just feel like I need to know if she's cheated on me or not, but she gets defensive when I bring it up. I know I'm being a complete idiot, but please give me your honest thoughts about the situation. Okay, buckle up. Yeah. There's absolutely no reason why anyone in a relationship should be on Hinge or would actually want to be on Hinge. I'm scrolling through it like social media. So you're just scrolling and looking at single men? Okay, we have an update, which came the next day. So I went to go see her to have the talk. We started with some small talk and then she broke up with me. This honestly took me by surprise. She said she had thought about why she had been on Hinge and said that she was just unsure about me. Even after a year of being exclusive, she's still unsure and is unsure if she will ever be sure. Okay, that's a lot of sures in there. She also mentioned how upset she was that I broke her trust by going through her Hinge and that I never really trusted her. But ultimately, she's saying she broke it off because it's not fair to me. She still remains adamant that she didn't cheat and that she's never lied to me, even though she deleted messages and changed her profile pictures despite me asking previously. She then started to talk about all the nice times we had together and how I'm such a good guy. She cried a lot and then stayed at the door as I drove off. My question is, what the hell just happened? Once again, I feel like I'm wrong. I think she may have had a little cognitive Wow, I have not read that since science class in high school. Dissonance? That don't sound right, but all right, who am I to judge? I think she may have a little cognitive I already forget how they said it. Dissonance with the Hinge thing and can't admit to herself what she's done. I also question if she thinks that she's done anything wrong. The whole trust thing is utter nonsense. Looking back, I gave her the benefit of the doubt in situations which I probably shouldn't have, but I trusted her. I know you guys were right and this needed to be over, but it sucks that she broke up with me. Obviously, I'm very upset and I miss her, but I think I miss the idea of her more than the real person. I understand it may take some time and I'll get over this and be even stronger at the other side, but it just really sucks at the minute. So any advice to help me get over this would be appreciated. FYI, the holiday mentioned in my previous post was for a marathon, hence why I felt like I had to go, even though it really confused things for me. I thought you just wanted the vacation, in all honesty, because I would probably put up with someone else to go on a vacation if it's already been booked and paid for. Next up, found my close friend on Bumble a month before her wedding. Damn. This came March 30th, 2022. My work wife from my first job has been a close friend of mine for years. We still hang out at least a couple times a week. She's engaged to a guy who I really like and is getting married in May. Yesterday, a friend of mine found her Bumble and texted me screenshots. I sent them to her asking if there's something I should know, and she replied that they must be from when she was still single and that she probably forgot to turn it off. Thing is, I recognize the pictures, and they are recent. My girlfriend and I are even in one of them. Oh my God. Girl, keeping my thoughts to myself for now. I've spoken to her fiance earlier that day about a bachelor party plans, and everything sounded like it is still very much on. Guys, I'm gonna be drinking tea while we film this, okay? Okay, thanks. I'm so glad you gave me permission to do that on my channel while I film this video that you'll see after the fact.
Get some help.
Some of our friends have joked that she can do better. She is really, really attractive and makes great money, while he's very much the blue collar type, but he treats her like a princess, a big upgrade from the trash F-boys that she dated in the past. I get the feeling she's having second thoughts and looking around again. I'm kind of conflicted on whether or not I should bring this up, and if I do, whether I should talk to her or him about it. She's a close friend, and if things don't work out, it's her side that I'll take. But I've been in toxic relationships before, and I can't help but think I'd feel very guilty if he marries her next month without knowing that she is not fully invested. Any advice on how I can approach this, or should I just leave it alone? I don't know. I think you gotta talk to your friend. I don't think you go to him. You gotta talk to your friend first and foremost, and even bring up, girl, these pictures are recent. Don't lie to me. We're good friends. What the hell is going on here? We have an update though. It came the next day. After some back and forth about whether I should leave it alone, I decided to bring it up with her again today at happy hour. Plan was to frame it as, I know that's not an old profile from the pictures. I just wanted to make sure you are okay. Turns out I didn't have to. She came clean about it before I even had the chance to approach the subject. She's had some really serious political and lifestyle arguments with her fiance in the last month, and while she still cares for him, she isn't sure she can see herself wanting to have children with someone whose values are so radically different from hers. He and I have never talked politics much, but I knew he was pretty far to the left while she is social liberal / fiscal conservative, but apparently he's also against giving any vaccinations to any future kids they might have, which he had never mentioned before. Any immunizations at all. I can't say I would be comfortable marrying someone in that situation either. In regards to the Bumble profile, she was out of town for work a couple weeks ago, got into a big fight with him over the phone, and made the profile later that night while drinking at the hotel bar out of frustration. She felt guilty about doing it and deleted the app when she got home, but didn't realize that meant the profile would still be up. She says she didn't actually go out with anyone, but got a bunch of matches, and it kind of served as verification to her that she still had options. She asked what I would do if I were in her situation, and I gave her the honest response that I would end it before it was too late and things got out of hand. For the record, I'm not the only one she talked to about this, and she says she got the same advice from family and another close friend. So she's calling off her engagement tomorrow. Hoping my girlfriend and I can help her pick up the pieces. Shame it didn't work out, but knowing the whole story, I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best too. Not that it means anything to anybody, but I think it means... What am I saying? I think it is also for the best. I don't know what's happening in my brain today. Oh, you know what? I do know what's happening. I'm on day 4 without caffeine for my stomach issues. It's been a time lately, you guys. So bad. So I'm caffeine free coffee. I'm having a tea occasionally, but I gave up coffee. So the brain it's low battery. And that's dangerous when it's just always low battery. Next up, I'm heartbroken after my boyfriend of 6 years backed out of planned proposal. This story came April 28th, 2018. My boyfriend and I have been together for 6 years as of this August. Tea time. We have lived together now for close to 2 years as well. We have had many conversations about marriage, babies, and our future together. This past winter, we had a more serious and strategic conversation about our future than we have had in the past. We decided that we both wanted to get married in late January of 2019. My boyfriend asked me to send him links to rings I was interested in for the engagement. I sent him links by late January of 2018. I, of course, wasn't expecting a proposal within a few weeks of our conversation. However, I did assume that a proposal would happen within the first 3 months of the year, considering we would need at least 8 months to plan a proper wedding. Fast forward to March 2018, and we have a vacation planned for the last week of March/first week of April. This trip was very representative of our relationship, as it was a mainly hiking and outdoors themed trip. Maybe I was naive, but I was almost certain he was going to propose at some point during our trip. My friends and family were all expecting a proposal as well, despite the fact that we had not talked to many people about our plans for marriage. My boyfriend was seemingly the only person that did not notice what a great opportunity our trip was for an engagement. I came home from the trip disappointed. I absolutely understand that he's not expected to read my mind and know that I was expecting a proposal. What hurt is that he seemed like the only person that did not know me well enough to know how important this trip was and how meaningful a proposal would have been. I started to think he wasn't being honest with me about his intentions to get married. For the next week after our trip, we had many thoughtful discussions about what to do. He made it very clear to me that he still wanted to get married this year and that the past few months had gone by so fast he didn't think about planning a proposal in time for our trip. Fast forward to this past weekend, which is April 20th. He tells me that he has an appointment on Saturday, but won't tell me what it's for. I start to assume he's up to something regarding a proposal. Sunday night, he asked me about my rings again and asked me which one I really prefer. At this point, I am very certain he is looking to buy a ring within the next week. Monday night after work, he has another mysterious appointment. As you might guess, I am now dead certain a proposal is happening very soon. Come Tuesday night, he is acting funny. He seems sad, distant, and distracted before bed. I asked him what's bothering him, and he finally admits that he's feeling a lot of pressure to propose. He tells me that he was on the phone that morning about finalizing his purchase of a ring, but he gets a bad feeling and backs out. He tells me that he feels like he needs more time, but doesn't say how much time he needs. I am completely floored. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. Hearing that was the last thing I expected to hear from him last week. I feel like he has lied to me this entire year about his seriousness over marriage. I feel like he has betrayed my trust and that we are no longer a team. I feel like he's broken my heart from having second thoughts about proposing. At this point in the year, it's almost too late to start planning a wedding for January. So essentially, our plans have unraveled completely. I feel lost. I don't know whether or not this is a deal breaker for me. Despite my boyfriend wavering on the proposal, he still strongly claims that he wants to spend his life with me and doesn't want to lose me over this. I'm not sure if this is something I can move past, but I also can't imagine not being with him. Despite being hurt so badly, breaking up isn't something that my brain has even truly considered. Interesting. Okay, I'm happy he's being honest because I don't think you should propose to someone if you aren't ready to propose to someone and to take on that commitment. But what are the reasons? Does he just need some more time? Is he unsure in his heart if you are his life partner that he's looking for? Is it you specifically or the idea of marriage? I don't know. There's a lot we don't know inside his brain. We have an update though. So don't worry, we got it. We'll find out what happens. The next update came July 27th in 2018, 3 months later. 3 months later, and we have decided to end our relationship. Oh, I really thought you guys were getting engaged. I really did. I thought that this was gonna be a happy ending. Oh. We officially broke up a few weeks ago and he moved his furniture out of our apartment this week. I received incredibly varied advice from my original post. I took all of it into consideration and I let him read the post as well. We tried our very best over the last few months to move past this, but we were not able to. Breaking up seemed like the only option left. To all of you that told me that he wanted to be with me but didn't want to get married, you were right. I didn't want to believe it, but after months of circular conversations, it came back every time. He just didn't want to get married. He didn't feel like he was ready, and he didn't know when he would be. And that's all she wrote, literally. Perfect time. I know I'm drinking tea, but we are also hydrating. Of course, in between. I'm double fisting. Look at all this orange. Can you tell what my favorite color is? Cheers. Double fisting, bro. I haven't double fisted in a long time, let me tell you. I used to though. Do you guys want to know how crazy I was when I used to party in my younger days? I used to drink vodka, flavored vodka. Just end me. I used to drink flavored vodka in one hand, straight from the bottle. I would take a swig and I'd have a Four Loko in the other hand and chase with a Four Loko. And we would all, from Windsor, we would drive over to Detroit to pick up Four Locos at gas stations because they didn't have them in Canada. They were banned in Canada. Anyways, fun fact. Could never do that now. Next up, my fiancée was accused by her friend / maid of honor of stepping out on me. My fiancée claims she is trying to sabotage our relationship. But why would the best friend / maid of honor say that? Is there truth to it? Let's find out. This came pretty recently, May 30th, 2025. My 27 male relationship with my fiance, 29 female, has kind of blown up. I never felt this unsure in our relationship. I'm in need of outside perspectives. We are here to provide. For context, we are college sweethearts. For orientation, I was touring campus and she was my group tours guide. That's how we met. She is my first love and my best friend. Now we're in the height of wedding planning. About a couple years ago, we had a rough patch with her shutting down and pushing me away. She wanted to take a break so she could find herself again. I don't believe in breaks. I wanted to work through it together, but her mind was made. So I agreed. We established boundaries for the break. We wouldn't see other people. We were to have checkups about where we were emotionally. The goal was to reinforce our foundation. The break was only a month. We bounced back stronger, but it's still a sore spot. The break was the most distance we'd ever been, and the experience highlighted why I'm against it. We gotta take a little poll in the comments, okay?
We were on a break!
Do we agree with taking breaks in any form, whether you're dating, engaged, married? A break from your relationship. Do you agree with breaks? Team breaks, team no breaks? In the comments, I wanna know why. I'm just curious. Curious and nosy. Recently, my fiancé had a bad feeling out with a mutual friend / maid of honor, 29 female, who I will call Joss. For clarity, it's not me, I swear. Some nasty stuff was said and Joss accused my, oh, that's weird to say. And Joss accused my fiancé of being a bridezilla and an even worse friend. I hoped the rift between them would mend because they were close for a long time. They were like sisters. But my fiancé kicked Joss out of the wedding and uninvited her. The damage seemed to be done for both. The other day, Joss reached out to me and said that my fiancé wasn't being completely truthful. She revealed not only did my fiancé see other guys during the break, but also hooked up with someone on their annual girls trip. Joss, what are you doing, girl? She gave the guy's name, but I don't know who he is. On the trip, my fiance's group linked up with another that they clicked with. Joss said it was clear that the guy had eyes for my fiancé, and eventually she and he began wandering off. My fiancé ignored Joss's attempts at talking her down. It was a lot to take in. My initial instinct was to shot just, hello? We're not gonna shoot Joss. My initial instinct was to shut, I need a sip. My initial instinct was to shut Joss down. Up until this point, I trusted my fiance fully, but I couldn't overlook how much Joss's account matched my doubts from back then. Like I said, we were the most distant during our break. It wasn't on my part. There were times that she was AWOL on her checkups. During the girls' trip that fell on our break, she went radio silent in a way she wasn't on previous trips. There was truth to linking up with another group because my fiance told me about it. She's still casually in touch with some of them. Right after the trip, she was gung-ho on calling the break off, how it was a mistake, and that she was in a better headspace. Joss claimed this was part of their falling out. She was pushing my fiancé to come clean with me before the wedding. She felt I deserved to know and wished that she would have said something sooner. I didn't say much. I was too numb to feel anything. I initially did not confront my fiancé. I was trying to process, but she could tell something was wrong and kept asking. When I did confront her, she was a whirlwind of emotions. She ranted about Joss, but I told her this was her chance to tell her own story. She asked if I would hear her out. I promised I would. She confessed to seeing other guys during the break, but claims nothing happened. She also denies ever hooking up with anyone on the trip. I asked her why Joss would tell me the truth about her seeing other guys, which alone thoroughly broke our boundaries, but made up an elaborate lie about her cheating on the trip. She insists that Joss is trying to sabotage our relationship. She said the other guys meant nothing and I'm the one that she was in love with. It was like she wanted me to be grateful for choosing me. She promised to do anything to regain my trust. She said we're starting our lives together and I shouldn't let Joss come between us. Okay, but she also hid this from you the whole time? That she talked to other guys? And it's only coming out because Joss spilled the tea. I wasn't very receptive to her. We fought and I told her I needed to think. Ever since, she's been pouring on so much affection. She still swears she never hooked up with anyone on the girls' trip and that Joss is trying to sabotage, but I can't shake the possibility that Joss is telling the truth. All of this has blown up while we're in the middle of wedding planning. Invites already delivered, venue booked, catering being arranged, suits, dresses, everything. I feel so numb. I'm in love with my fiancée. She's my best friend. It feels wrong to doubt her, but I am questioning everything, even myself. I don't know what to believe anymore. I feel like an idiot. How do I move forward for myself and my relationship? Joss could be lying because she's mad. They fought. They're no longer friends for some reason. She's like, perfect revenge. I'm going to make up this awful lie. Or she could be exposing the truth. We have an update. It came June 6, 2025, 1 week later. I wanted a fuller picture before making a decision on anything with my fiancé. I know her friends and bridesmaids would be a lost cause. I get along with them, but they're more of my fiancé's friends and their group runs deep. They weren't going to talk at the expense of my fiancé. Fiancé. I know it sounds weird. I asked Joss for more info and for evidence to her claims about my fiancé hooking up with someone on their girls' trip. She said my fiancé avoided talking about that particular trip, especially over text. Most of their arguments were in person, but she showed me texts from shortly after the trip where my fiancé confirmed hooking up with the guy. She texted how it's in her rear view mirror and she doesn't need a lecture about the past and she's focusing on the future. So Joss wasn't lying then. I knew the possibility and my fiancé already confessed to seeing other guys during the break, but I don't know, seeing those texts made it real in a way that it wasn't before. In the text, she expressed regret, but it didn't make me feel better. I confronted my fiancé and I knew immediately by the look on her face. She came clean on everything. Great, after already lying to my face, thanks. She thought Joss deleted the texts. Around the break, we were having serious talks about marriage. She started worrying that she was missing out on stuff her single friends were engaging in. During the break, she sought validation from other guys and fooled around with that guy on the girls' trip. In her own words, she had a temporary high when he chased her, but felt worse about herself post-hookup. She claims the break showed her what was important and that she wasn't missing out on anything. She was reassured we were right for each other. I hardly said anything to her. I mostly just listened. I was too numb for much else. She kept asking me to say something, but what was there for me to say? I felt her actions spoke enough for the both of us. She kept apologizing for stepping out. When I asked her why she wasn't upfront with me, she said she didn't want to lose me over her biggest mistake. Her position that Joss isn't being noble hasn't changed. I told her Joss's motive doesn't either. The truth is the truth. She asked if I could find it in myself to move past this. She said she loves me and she is fully committed. I couldn't tell her what she wanted. I said it was best the wedding be put off and I needed to sort out my feelings. She was against postponing and proclaimed that didn't have to define us, and she's still the same woman that I want to marry. She asked me not to give up on us, but the same way her mind was made about the break, my mind was made on postponing. It wasn't a choice. It wasn't so much a fight, more putting everything out there. She cried a lot. She rarely cries. It felt wrong to leave her crying. My first instinct was to comfort her, but I was too broken to fake it. I've been hurt before, but she hurt me in a way only she could. I know postponing the wedding is for the best. The reason why I didn't call it off entirely is because I'm way too much in my emotions right now. Hurt, anger, sadness, and somehow numbness. At all possible, I tried to avoid making decisions lost in emotion. I need to clear my head. I was so sure of my course and our relationship. My fiancée was my partner in every sense. She was who I wanted to make life with. Sometimes she would act so superior about our relationship compared to those of her friends. I feel so stupid. She says that she's still the same person that I love, but the fact is she had a secret life that I knew nothing about. I'm trying my best to understand that, but I'm at a complete loss. I'm not sure if I can move past this. All the guests have been informed of the postponement? I don't think I knew that was the word. Some questioned why, but I've been vague. I'm just too embarrassed. I feel bad for the guests too. Some with limited means already booked flights and hotels and took time off work for our wedding. That's how far we were in the home stretch. In some ways, it doesn't feel like my life. We were just together, wedding planning and discussing the honeymoon. The honeymoon was a surprise destination for her, someplace she's always wanted to visit. Now we're here. I don't know where to go or what the future holds. That's brutal. Not only do you have to get over the fact that she hooked up with someone during that little break, but she also lied to your face about it and never told you about it and never was gonna tell you about it. It only came out because her and her friends stopped being friends, and then she exposed it. But even when you talked to her about it, she lied to your face. I would struggle getting married to someone after that, big time. But you guys let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy.